Depression is a hard thing to fight against, and everybody gets depressed sooner or later. How can we do better? When you treat depression in the workplace, you get a substantial return on investment relatively quickly due to the improved performance and production of the employees working for you. When we talk about depression in the workplace, it's apt to discuss it with both the perspectives of the depressed employee and the manager-employee involved. When an employee is clinically depressed and chooses to be vocal about it, there can be two possibilities. The admission of his or her mental struggle will be used against him or her, and there are high chances of job termination or firing. The condition is heard about and understood with loyalty and necessary action, like a referral to a health professional, and that would be taken in regard and would be a positive way to handle the problem of depression. In order to avoid the former action, the employees continuously struggle to try to pretend everything is normal when it most definitely is not. This can be added to the mental health problems and can make them worse. Often, a depressed employee will not seek treatment because they fear that it will affect their job and they're concerned about confidentiality. Thus, if employers avoid it, a lot can be done to help valuable employees recover from their depression and their anxiety. Manager-employee is a relationship in depression that has to be examined. Great managers are always curious about what the needs and interests of their people are. They account for the needs and interests of people in a way that enables them to connect their goals to the goals of the organization, and the only way is through a compassionate inquiry about the other. But when it comes to depression, employees that their personal issues are interfering, there is a stigma, and with their work and thus hampering their productivity, and that's when the question arises, how is it that person's coping with his work? How's he doing? Is he or she still performing well? Is depression in the mental state affecting the company's growth? The answer to all of these questions in different cases has different answers according to different companies. Also, the question should be triggered directly by the individual who is dealing with the problem, but with utmost care and understanding and confidentiality. Your employees are valuable, and if they are dealing with mental issues, then firing or terminating them is definitely not good for the business or the employee loyalty. Employers should refer a depressed employee for help if they're aware of the symptoms and ensure that he or she is getting the much needed help and of the right form. Depression is quite common and needs to be dealt with careful, patient, and understanding. Fact is that employers can't continue to lose valuable people from the workforce because they run up against a personal problem and have a temporary or even treatable issue. It's morally reprehensible and doesn't even make good business sense. Instead, you need to be productive in managing the mental health of all your staff, no matter how mild or severe it seems to be. So how can human relations help? HR has a vital role in supporting the employee with a mental health problem. Depression in the workplace is difficult to deal with. Whether you're at work or off work, returning to work, there should be an open dialogue leading a system of support and understanding. There should be a personalized action plan which can help the depressed employee, and the confidentiality should be respected and information sensitive as this happens to be. This should not be passed on unnecessarily, as this will highly impact the person's mental health. And then finally, no assumption should be made pertaining to the cause of the depression or the mental health problem. Employee assistance programs include confidential mental health services, and they should be encouraged to help in all various situations. To conclude with, there should be openness about the real experience of action with people who are struggling on how to be different, understanding they are different, their life is different, their families are different, and they are affected by different things because they've been raised differently. The more these stories are told and heard, the easier it becomes for you to tell your own story, and that's how the cultural experience in your company can change the depression of your employee.